to you live every Tuesday night from the studio that always smells like scooter tires. It's ESG Live with Chuck and Raymir. Tonight, the Fiido Deep Dive, the Instagram giveaway winner with Melvin from Voro Motors, community content, and more. Now, your host, Chuck Temple!
There we go. There we go. I think we're good. Are we live? I think we're good. All right. So anyway, welcome to the show. Sorry about that. We're doing so many things right now. We're doing just to let you know, we have lots of different audio things going on right now because Paul and Richie and Raymir are here, and we're distancing ourselves because, you know, just to be extra safe. But I did want to welcome everybody to the live show tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for allowing us into your phone or your TV or whatever it is. This is episode number, 63 right now, which is nuts. So we're really happy that you're here. Tonight is all about the Fiido electric seated scooter, whatever you want to call it. We're calling it an SUV. We're going to talk about that more later, why we're calling this the SUV, but you could probably guess. Anyway, thanks for everybody in the chat letting us know that the audio wasn't working. I appreciate that. So we got the deep dive tonight on the Fiido. It's a new type of scooter for us. You can see it right behind me here. We're really, we had a lot of fun testing it, and actually the full review was launched this morning, as well as the first look review, which is a new style review for us, where we take 5 different ESG staff members and so we all basically ride the scooter. The first time we ride it, we get a GoPro and we just film ourselves. What's our reaction to that scooter? So both of those videos are out on this. I think you can find those in the video description. We're also going to be going over the 7 best uses for the Fiido electric scooter. Also, and Paul and Raymir, I don't know if I mentioned that, but Paul and Raymir are both here to help me, discuss the Fiido, and because we actually all have kind of different opinions on this seated scooter. So let's see. We also have a big announcement at the end of the show. Is the big Instagram giveaway with Voro Motors. We're gonna have Melvin on to announce the winner. We're gonna have we're gonna randomize the drawing. As we usually do, and that will be at the end of the show. And so that's going to be an EMOVE Cruiser, a $1,400 electric scooter, one of the best out there, that's going to be given away. And the drawing, the final name, is going to be chosen at the end of the show. And Melvin's coming on for that. Let's see. Let's see. We also have a Photo Friday, Mod Saturday, and Ride Sunday. So let's just get on with the show and kick it off with ESG's Photo Friday. Now listen, I have an announcement to make. All your countries that are not the Philippines need to start working on your photography skills or something, because for 2 weeks in a row now, the Philippines have come out strong representing scooters, which they should, because they're everywhere in the Philippines. And they took it this week for the for Photo Friday. So, I want to, but anyway, kudos to them and shout out to them. And a few of the writers are saying Mabuhay, which means to life, and it's a welcome national greeting. And then we want to say Salamat for participating. So thank you to all the Filipino writers out there that are doing big things and making great photos and voting on all these things. We had literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of votes, maybe the most we've ever had this week. So honorable mention goes out to Julian Garcia Iligan with the 08 in Manila, Philippines. So I know there was a lot of good comments, and we usually post what the winner says, but some of them wrote so many, they're kind of long, and so we can't read all of it. But I think we're gonna post some of it. But then also I'll read you little snippets. So basically, Julian wanted to shout out Tiger Riders, Mandulayong EKSPH and EKS Triskelion Riders. All right, next up, Marvin Hubilla, another honorable mention. Marvin Hubilla probably, on an 8X here in Makati, Philippines. And Marvin says, quote, David Vosk, hi, this is the first time I've joined the Photo Friday. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Special mention to EKSPH, Street Wheels PH, Zero Riders Philippines, Solid Tire Riders, Team Solid 8X, EKSPH Cavite, and more power to ESG and Mabuhay. Mabuhay, I think it is. Okay. Runner up. And yeah, it is true that the winner actually got a record-breaking number of votes, but the runner-up also got 58 votes. The runner-up got 58 votes. I don't understand what's going on here. But Kenneth David was the runner-up this week with 58 votes on another 08X in BGC Taguig City, Philippines. And we have a screenshot of his shout out. But basically, he's saying congratulations to my fellow Filipino riders, Mabuhay. Anyway, and shout out to the Levi crew, the Triskelion riders, the Solid Scooter riders. There's all these rider groups, Tiger Riders, and the whole electric scooter community here in the Philippines and around the globe. I love my hometown. I love Taguig. Anyway, and thank you, ESG, and more power. Awesome. And finally, the winner this week goes out to, with a record-breaking 203 votes, it goes out to Rico RSL, who won this previously and calls his 010X the Shark. It's all black in Mandulayong, Philippines. We have a screenshot of the original post. It's a beautiful photo. And we want to, and Rico mentioned that it's a great honor to be your winner for ESG's Photo Black Friday edition. Big credits to Dominic Galuron for the photo, for this photo, and for EKS Essentials Philippines. And Rico ends with, quote, to all riders in the world, always wear your helmet and safety gears. It's better to be safe than sorry. And that's a good message for everybody. So congratulations on breaking the all-time record with 203 votes. I mean, that's a lot of engagement on a Facebook post for sure. Amazing. And so I'm looking for Randy Garner. Where's Randy at? Who else won this thing like 100 times? Oh, Brittany something, right? Yeah. Who else won it? Do you remember, Ramir? Okay. All right. Anyway, so cool. But, I mean, hey, shout out to the Philippines. You guys brought it big time. Okay, cool. And now it's time for a quick ESG commercial break sponsored by U Scooters.
They're hoping that they catch me riding dirty. Try to catch me riding dirty. Try to catch me riding dirty. Try to catch me riding dirty, 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 dirty.
Dirty, dirty, dirty. Hey.
Hey, what's up, Ramir?
Nothing much. How are you?
Good to see you all the way over there.
I know.
Wait, am I looking the right way? Yes, I am.
We're far.
Good job.
Can't
Richie.
wait to be at the same table.
High five. Wait, do it again.
Boom.
Try.
We
try. You can't see the screen. I can see it over here.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I did want to mention that the U-Scooters booster, we got the new one in. It's in the box. It's got the Bluetooth app. So we're going to get I'll mention the next videos for review, I think, later on. But looking forward to checking out the app on that scooter and having it, it is one of the top scooters. I mean, actually under 30 pounds. It's either that or the Inokim Lite 3, and for performance, that is the scooter, I think, to get.
Looking forward.
Yeah.
Is it big dog approved, though?
Well, only you can answer that question. That's right.
How was your weekend? How was your vacation? It's been a while since I've seen you, and I think about it.
I know. We had a lot of days off last week.
Yeah,
it was good. Let's see. So I did a small family thing the weekend before Thanksgiving, so I didn't really do a big Thanksgiving. I had a friend come in, him and his wife came in from out of town. So it was just us four, just trying to keep it, we're spiking those cases of COVID. Everybody's scared. And so, we do what we got to do. So I had a fun time with it's my old roommate actually from college and, or after college actually. We had a good time, living the bachelor life in San Diego for a long time. And so anyway, he came, so that was cool. And what else did we do? We we had a little local pickleball tournament.
Oh, nice. How did you do?
Actually, it was cool. It was like you get different partners and stuff, and they add up your total score. And I got third place in my total score after 6 games, and then the top 4 people played each other, right? And so I was paired up. I was paired up with the second. So it's 2 and 3 versus 1 and 4. And I hope they're not watching the other people, but we blew them out. It was best of 3 games.
Boom.
We won.
Boom.
Yeah, we won 11-2 and then 11-0. But I think my partner kind of carried me. Anyway, and before I finish though, I just want to say that this weekend, Vienna, my wife and I are going down to Newport Beach for the Newport Beach Winter Open Pickleball Tournament. It's our first legit tournament. It's all masked up. I mean, hopefully they don't cancel it because they've been canceling them, but they got it limited to, a certain amount of people. Anyway, we're playing in the mixed doubles. This weekend would be our first tournament. We're practicing, every day this week to try to not stink it up.
Yeah.
And,
so next week you'll come back with the crown.
Yeah. If I come back, I got a medal. I'm bringing it here to the show.
Nice.
Anyway, enough about me. How are you doing? How was your weekend?
It was pretty busy. Thanksgiving, it was just me, my wife, and my kids.
Yeah.
We stayed inside. But then we were actually moving, so that,
Yeah.
moving always sucks, but that's, it's a good thing as well. I've kind of been offline for about a few days, but now I'm back. And also, I watched.
How about those Raiders?
Yeah, let's not talk about it let's not talk about this week. I'm pretty sure David Voss is in the comments right now blowing me up about the Raider game. I'm not going to check it. But the Raiders did not do good against sub 500 team, the Atlanta Falcons. But other than that, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to see your faces. I'm glad to see Richie, Paul. Let's get to the. Let's not even ask me.
Let's get to the faces of some of these scooters.
Content.
Yeah.
So,
okay. All right.
Over there on Facebook, David Voss has all these posts. Our first community content is on Sundays. It's Scooter Ride Sundays. We love everybody sharing their ride, their group rides. We love to see you scooting. So Sundays, look at our Facebook group, submit your videos there. But our first one, and it's a good one. It's a doozy. It's from Morgan Yarborough or Yarbarge.
Yeah. He's
He's
on
the Apollo Pro with the trailer.
We should save this for the last. This is crazy.
You think so?
I mean, well, let's play it because, let's not mess anything.
Let's play it.
We
already
had the,
Look at this.
So
he has this trailer.
I mean,
and he's going uphill. He had this one daughter.
Well, first of all, he goes up that hill pretty quick. Okay, cool. And I was thinking, okay, is he going to go down the hill? No,
he goes down.
He's going down the stairs. I'm like, okay, well, that's scary. And then you look in the front, and he's got the little girl in the front.
Yeah, he's going down the stairs like a slinky.
Man.
Easy. easy peasy.
Jeez,
I
mean, shout out to that guy. Maybe the full face for the daughter.
Maybe, but when you have your kids with you, you feel comfortable. You feel
goodness.
strong.
Oh my goodness.
They're having fun. I love it.
I'm watching the replay right now. I mean, with the delayed replay. Okay. All right. Next up. Next up, we have Terrence Toriano. We've seen him before with his Shih Tzu, Sophie, on his Makey MK8.
Okay.
There we go. So sorry for the quality here. We just, we got to rip these things any way we can. But anyway, it looks like the dog just jumped on the deck and he took her for a quick trip around the block. And this is the owner of the Big Dog electric scooter in Aklan. So he's the owner of the Big Dog electric scooter in Aklan province in, again, Philippines. So Philippines are representing. And hey, shout out to that good music though. I like that.
Nice. We have the Fiido. You can put a dog in that, and we got community content with a dog, so that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. All right, next up we have Adam Maliki, aka Wrong Way.
Wrong Way.
And he's doing some tricks on this electric unicycle, and it's some crazy tricks.
Yeah, no, this is legit.
I think this is pretty sweet. I might just stop talking so you guys can see this.
let's just hear this thing. I've never seen anybody do tricks like that.
Yeah, he's doing.
Look at this. Look at this. This is my favorite. And backwards.
Yeah, that's nice. Pretty sweet. Yeah, that was. Look at him.
What's your favorite, Raymir, so far?
180 shove it.
I like that one. I like the Devastado where he jumps.
I like Walk the Dog too. It looks pretty cool.
It's pretty funny, right? I gotta. Have you ever been on one of those?
Nah, we need one. We need if it's Big Dog approved, we need to see Big Dog doing big tricks.
I think they are. I see a lot of bigger guys, riding those.
I can't wait till we get one in here.
I mean, I don't think it would be that hard to get one. We have that skateboard from Fluid Freeride sent us a skateboard. It was still in the box. I'm scared.
I'm not. Let's crack that bad boy open.
Unboxing live. We'll just roll it around here on the show. That works.
Okay.
All right. Next up, this one is from last week's Photo Friday winner, Richard. A video of EKSPH. So that's I think it's like E-Skate or something, but Philippines. CDO ride group in Mindanao, Philippines. Mm-hmm. So anyway, this is just their group ride, and it's quite nice.
Oh, okay. That's a whole bunch of scooters.
I thought there was some music on it. Maybe not. Yeah, there was music on it.
That's all right. We can see it now.
There's the music.
There we go.
So beautiful there, though.
Yeah, nice roads and
we should take a. You know what? We should. We gotta take a trip to the Philippines because they keep winning. I mean, when we can.
Yeah, they keep winning.
They keep winning. It looks nice over there. I've been there for about 2 weeks before, and it's so beautiful there.
Yeah. Let's look at there. Cool. All my kids are watching. Hey, kids.
Oh, your kids are?
Yeah, right now.
Are they in the live chat?
Yeah, they're in the chat.
Well, who are they?
I'm not going to say their names.
I know their names,
not with
but.
This group. No, I'm just joking, guys.
Okay.
Okay. And, in addition to Scooter Ride Sundays, we have Mod Saturdays where people share their accessory, mods, their upgrades. I constantly say every week, this is my favorite part of the show because I always like to see what people can do with their scoots. And first up, we have Justin Barr with a large case for his EMOVE Cruiser. It's an Apache cage from Harbor Freight, and he uses it to bring his drone. Maybe we should do something like that.
Well, I mean, between that and the baby carrier that
or the Fiido.
That's Paul Trina's.
Yeah.
We got the baby carrier. Trina's baby carrier over there. Between that and the other thing, maybe we can just get rid of the 4Runner because, man, parking that thing is a big pain.
Speaking of parking that thing, snaps.
We probably got it towed today.
Snaps.
I think there is.
Oh, man.
If Vienna's watching, she'll know when the street sweeping happens. No, we'll just get a ticket. We won't get it towed.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's like $40. Someone donate $40. Just kidding. Don't worry about that. Anyway, all right, next up. This one's actually pretty cool. So Noel Rivera, who's actually one of the winners of the Essential Scooters contest that was going on beginning of COVID, so shout out to him, posted a photo from New York City of what and actually, if maybe in the live chat, if you guys know what scooter this is, we I think we know, but I'd like to see if people in the live chat know. But I thought this was kind of a fun picture.
Yeah, it's kind of tricked out.
So it's like a little, it's kind of like an old school like moped style or something that he put on as like front and rear fenders. You see that, Paul?
Yeah, it looks like a Vespa to me.
It looks like
it's looking Vespa-like to me.
Okay. Yeah.
Or maybe Lambretta.
Oh, wow. You just pulled out the Lambretta out of your back pocket.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Whoa there.
Slow your roll there, Paul.
We're not all.
Okay, Paul's mic's going back down.
Expert came in too hard. But good job.
Let's see if anybody gets it. We have to wait a few seconds, though. But it's pretty cool. And Noel,
someone says Xiaomi.
It is not Xiaomi brand. It's not the Xiaomi brand. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. You guys must know. You guys must know the.
Somebody must know it.
I'm gonna say it if nobody gets it. I'll wait 5 more seconds.
Say it, Chuck.
Should I say it?
Let them know what you think it is.
Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious to me. It's
either a Xiaomi or a Segway.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah. It's a Segway. It's a Segway ES4, I believe, right? Because if you look at the deck, right, there's no battery in the deck, and you can see that battery in the stem there.
Yep.
And then Paul.
Yeah, we used to run those at Skip. So I get the deck, the foot rubber, grip tape there.
Gives it away, right?
For sure.
Yeah, good.
Oh, in the battery shape.
Oh, Walter Bell said he got it right. He said ES4.
There you go, Walter Bell.
Ding, ding.
Timothy. Yeah.
Winner, Walter Bell. Winner. Very nice. Okay. So, all right. I think that is.
So join the Facebook group.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Look out for the posts. Everything.
Yeah, you know what? All this stuff gets done through just the Facebook group.
But who does it?
Who does it?
Vosk.
Yeah, so it's David Vosk, in case you're wondering. He manages a Facebook group, throws all these contests together, makes the post every time we do different things. This is great. So love you, David Vosk, and shout out to him for making that happen. But if you want to get on the mod stuff, any of these things, the photos, all the contests. Yeah. I mean, even the giveaways. There's a giveaway every single week, and you don't got to do anything. It's like the easiest thing. It's the easiest thing.
Leave a comment.
Yeah, it's actually comment or share, I think.
Oh, okay.
Now, right? Because like is against like Facebook.
Oh, yeah. Facebook is, never mind.
Something.
Let's not even talk about those guys.
Facebook. We might be streaming live on Facebook right now. Are we? Not on Facebook. Maybe next week we'll be live on Facebook.
Week.
Okay. Next scooters to review are, so of course the Fiido came out this morning, and then we have the first look, and the full review was published on our website this morning. So if you really want to know what we think about this in depth, check that out. The next up is the ENOChem Quick 4 that started. We have a 2-week cycle now, so that started yesterday. We're excited about it. It's a fun scooter. The first look will come out on 12/7, so Monday. Excuse me. Too much of this Zevia soda. Shout out to Zevia with the, sorry, I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight, Vienna, but okay. The video review for the Quick 4 and the web review will be 2 Tuesdays from now, so the 15th is when the ENOChem Quick 4 will drop. The Apollo Ghost will actually, I think we're going to plan to have our first look out on the 18th. However, the video review and web review, like the full Monty, will be January 26th. That's the scheduled date for that scooter. The Turboant X7 is going to have a video out on Friday. That's going to be the first look video, which actually, surprisingly, we all, I think, kind of like that scooter. We talked about it last week, actually, too.
Yeah,
didn't we?
Surprisingly.
Yeah. I wasn't prepared that we were all going to like it, but actually it got pretty favorable reviews from the whole staff.
What it is.
And then, let's see, next up after that, It looks like we're going to have some kind of first look or modification videos coming up soon on the 010X. Shout out to Rev Rides. I saw you guys in the live chat. So we'll have that coming up real soon. Nice. And then we're going to also have a first look on the first look. We've done a full review on the U-Scooter Booster GT, but we will have a kind of like an updated first look where, whereas before it was mostly just my opinion on these scooters, now it's the opinion of like sometimes up to 5 different people that all have different use cases. I don't know what the right thing to say.
Different
right?
styles,
like
different types of people.
Yeah, different types of people that we
Size.
actually look for different. This is what I think is some of the most interesting stuff to me is hearing from you or Richie or Paul or especially Trina about like, she just said stuff that I'm like, oh, that actually makes sense why you would want that. And to me, this is all, I love trying to like dissect what makes a scooter work for certain people. So anyway, we also have the Inokim Oxo and Mantis 8. I think they're on the way. And then the 9bot Max, the new one, the littler one, and the Segway ES4 are both, I think, coming this week. And then, of course, we have the fluid board. So we don't really have an order for all of those. We need to figure them out.
We'll get them out.
Anyway, okay. Next up, it is the deal of the week. And you guessed it. The deal of the week this week is none other than the Fiido Q1S, or just Fiido electric seated scooter. It is 7% off, so instead of $9.99, it comes down to something less than that. 7 times 9, 63. 63 from 1,000 is like 37. 937? Might be 937. Anyway, that is an ESG exclusive code, electric-scooter.guide. It's just our website. Pop that in, and that's for you. And I just want to make mention that we will be giving away an EMOVE cruiser, of course, later in the show. Melvin will be joining us for the Instagram giveaway. In case you missed that, Melvin is coming on from Voro Motors to do the giveaway of the EMOVE cruiser. Okay, and speaking of Voro Motors, we're going to do a little commercial break. We're going to get all the guys in, and this is a commercial break sponsored by Voro Motors.
All right, people, I'm going to give it to you straight. Single is better. Going single helps keep costs down, and you can spend that money on something else, like pizza. Sometimes pairs can get overwhelming. There's just too much drama, and you might run into power issues. And what if it just goes too fast, and you're not ready for it? Well, when you go single, you don't have to worry about any of that. What? You thought I was talking about dating? Nah. Voro Motors. Single motor scooters without the drama.
Hey, there we are. All right, so today we are, this is the deep dive portion of the show. This is the Fiido electric scooter, which you should be able to see behind me. If we can get maybe just one camera for this part, Richie. So the basic specs on, well, first of all, why do we call it the SUV, right? SUV, we're calling it SUV because it's scooter utility vehicle. I believe that's what we're calling it. And the reason being is that it has all of these compartments and baskets, and it's got the big tires like you kind of have in an SUV. So not only does it have the basket in the middle, but it also has this guy right here in the front, which you can put things in. We're going to have, at the end of this deep dive, we're actually going to do the top 7, top 7 things you can do. What is it? I don't forget what we called it. But it's the top 7 things that you can use the Fiido for. I think that's what we called it. And it's all the different uses that you can get out of this scooter that you can't get from other ones. And so I remember talking to a representative from Voro Motors before, asking him what his favorite scooter was. And it was surprising, but he said, actually, out of all the scooters Voro Motors carried, he liked the Fiido the best. And it was because, he could just kind of sit down, relax, ride on it. It's not, you don't have to stand up. So this is a seated scooter. It is kind of, for us, I think it's kind of like, you can see it here. It's kind of different, right? There's no platform to stand on. So that creates a whole host of different riding issues that some are good, some may not be good. We're going to get into that in the deep dive, but basically it's kind of a cross between a bicycle and a scooter. So I think we have the basic specs that we can pull up here. But basically it's about $1,000. It has a 250 watt motor. The battery capacity I think is 360, 370 watt hours. Dual disc brakes, really giant ones. So I mean, it's all really good stuff. So let me introduce the guys here. So we have Ramir on my right and Paul coming up on my left, and we are going to deep dive into the Fiido. So first off, Paul. Yes, the mics. There we go.
It's good to be here. It's good to be back
after
Paul. Thanksgiving.
Yes. Yeah, well, tell us real quick. How was your Thanksgiving? Sorry, we didn't prep you for this, but
mine was good. We shot some guns and stuff. I mean, it was
It
was pretty adventurous. I'm not a real big gun guy, but they're machines and they make loud noise. So
awesome.
Hey, I'm in.
That's cool.
And so it was pretty good. But so we'll jump right in. So something we didn't do on the regular review, which we often do, is compare the Fiido with other scooters, and that's something that we promised we would do today, and we're going to do it. Yeah. And so we can go into the charts here and go into the range. Oh, okay. Charts aren't working at the moment. So maybe do we want to skip it and come back?
I can.
And anyway, I'll just talk about it.
Yeah, just talk about it.
So the range is it hit the magic number for me. It's like 20 miles is a big number, and for such a small seated scooter, it was a commendable number. It hit 20.2 miles. It exceeded the spec, and so there are actually two specs where it does better than claimed. One is the weight, and where we weighted at 39.7 pounds to a claimed 44 pounds, and then the other one is the range where they claim only 18 miles, and we got 20.2.
Amazing.
And so so kudos to them for underestimating.
Well, just being honest, right? I mean, that's nice. We've only had one other scooters that ever really got more range than what was advertised.
Yeah, and we push them pretty hard. We ride them in a real world sort of way. This isn't sort of an ideal. A lot of times you get the ideal number, which is like
we got the graph on there, Paul.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Okay, and so you can see the range here. It's in the zone. So you compare it with the Xiaomi M365, the Segway 9bot Max, and the EMOVE Touring, and it's in there. And it's got for commuting and the sort of things you want to use it for. That's 20 miles, good number. And then next up, we get into top speed. Not stunning. I mean, the key thing for me is it's going to be faster than like a bicycle. If you're in the bike lane, I mean, we're so used to 25 mile an hour, 40 mile an hour scooters that you go 16. That's not that fast. But if you're in the bike lane, you're still going to be the fastest thing that's not pedal powered. I mean, you're going to be the fastest thing, faster than anything that is pedal powered. And so there we are. And you've got things like the EMOVE Touring up at 21, but here we are at 16.4, and it's it's not a thrilling, as we say later on, it's not a thrilling ride, but it's a chilling ride.
Yeah, and, I like that.
I like that.
And it's pretty good now. And so, but 16 is pretty good. And then so next we get into acceleration. And on the acceleration side, again, it's the longest from 0 to 15. It took 6.7 seconds, and you can see the other ones. I mean, the EMOVE Touring is way down there. But again, the plus side of that is that the throttle is pretty gentle, and it's going to be pretty easy to ride. But certainly not the fastest 0 to 15. But again, 250 watt motor. That's where a lot of the range is coming from that we saw. And hill climb, again, anything is longer time 0 to 15 is going to show up again in the hill climb, and there we are, not that far off the M365 though, within
similar motors, right? I mean, 250, I think on those. The Xiaomi is just a little lighter.
Yeah.
So maybe that
makes sense.
Made up for some of it.
And then now braking is where this thing really shines. It's like it's performance. In fact, it's performance superpower of this of the Fiido is the brakes. It's just got these big brakes, big tires, and in spite of not being able to shift your body like super far back like you can on a conventional scooter, it still delivers some pretty stunning braking performance. Only really limited by the short wheelbase and not not sending yourself over the handlebars. So very strong, very, very strong performance on the brakes. And then part of that is also just, the big tires give you a lot of traction and good feel for the road. And it's got the 12-inch tires versus the 10s. And Chuck, could you feel that, the difference between
I could. And if you look, at a picture, I think there's a picture actually up on the screen right now. They look way bigger than a 10-inch scooter to me. I kept thinking they were 14. Mm-hmm. I don't know where I got the number 14 from.
Yeah.
I just thought I just got it in my head and I just wouldn't release it. It just, to me, they look so much bigger than a 10-inch or even.
And part of it is, we're used to seeing 8s and 10s all the time. I think the Wolf Warrior might be up to an 11 now, but I feel like 10's about the biggest we ever see.
Yeah, 10 is about average. And a lot of scooters are going to 10. Even the smaller scooters now, like the G4 is at 10. I mean, I mean the Ninebot Max, of course, was a 10, and that was kind of a big deal when that came out.
This seems way bigger than 10.
This seems so much bigger than 10. It's just like it's like if that's 10. I'm sorry, if that's 12. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, maybe we got to pump. Yeah, you measured it. So, no, it is. And I like the tires. I think that, I rode this thing, I ride home at night and it's a couple miles and I got to ride near cars and everything else. Cause we have these bike boulevards here, right? Where they just put a bike symbol in the road and they're like, it's now for bikes.
People don't respect that.
Man, it's just cars are beeping at me and everything else. And I feel okay on that scooter because the tires are big. And, if I hit a little pothole or whatever, whereas if I'm on an 8-inch tire, I'm quite scared. On the big, I'm gonna just say they're 14. They're not 14. They're 12, right?
12-inch.
But I feel quite secure and confident.
Yeah,
on
you
them.
can kind of ride without looking at the ground. Like when you're on the scooter, you're trying to look at the road, make sure you're looking out for potholes, sticks, or maybe leaves. But with this one, just get on it and go.
The other thing that really keeps it all together and keeps you from having to look at the ground so much is the fact that it's got suspension front and rear. It's got that sort of mountain bike style suspension in the front and then the little shock out back. For me, I felt like the shock in the back was a little bit stiffer than I wanted it to be. The front felt pretty good. In fact, I found myself sort of dialing the rear around because you can adjust the preload a little bit by just grabbing it and twisting it. But I think for Ramir, I think you liked it.
In my first look, I said it when I sat on it. The suspension was pretty good. It felt nice. It has a nice little bounce to it, and it doesn't go down or hit the ground or nothing like that. I like it. I actually have no gripes with the suspension. I think it's one of the best things I got on thus far, especially being seated.
Yeah.
I haven't sat on too many seated scooters besides one other, and this one is with the suspension and the tires and the seat. It just feels, it feels good. I like the suspension. I think it's perfect. Don't tune it, please.
I love the suspension as well. And I thought also one thing that is different on this is that you have this really cushy seat that we really show in the full review. We have a GoPro where we're like getting really right up in there. And I think that one thing we have to remember is that when we're not standing and when we're standing, we have our knees and our legs to, use for some damping. We don't have that with the scooter, right? And all of that, any kind of like vibration that you do feel kind of, for me, goes right into my lower back. And so having suspension that you like is kind of, I think, more important on a seated scooter than it is on a standing scooter because you just don't have your legs to cushion the ride.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I like that a lot.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Big fan.
Yeah. And in fact, I'd be... not to drag suspension out too far, but I would be tempted to take the tire pressure specs like 45. I'd be like tempted to try it out at 35 just to give it a little cushy ride if I didn't need the range, but it would definitely cost you a little bit in the range. So we mentioned we mentioned the brakes being the shining point of this. What do you think, Chuck?
So I'm very happy. I mean. That is one of the shining points for sure. I've never seen brakes this big. I think they're 160.
They are,
millimeters, centimeters,
millimeters. And our typical sort of like pro scooter is going to be like 140s and more, and then more sort of standard scooter is going to be down in the 120 millimeter range.
Yeah. So like this thing stopped so fast that it was like you can't get your weight back like on an emergency brake on a scooter. I'm going to shift my weight super far back and down and all that stuff. You can't really do that on this, but. The brakes are everything that you need and more, right? Like
except regen. Except the regen. I was surprised there was no regen and there was no ability to toggle it on. I didn't miss it. I mean, there's plenty of braking from these rotors, but in fact, maybe it just gives you more direct control, and so you can sort of finesse the brakes a little bit. But I was a little bit surprised that there was no regen available there.
I like the brakes though. I think if you guys go back to our first look, our first impression videos, you can see me almost topple over. It might be too much power on the brakes. And being just when I ride scooters, I like being safe and just can really depend on the brakes, especially when you're going downhill or just anything can happen. But with this one, I'm 100% confident in the brakes. Like I'm just, you can drive and stop on a dime.
Feels good.
Like just, hit
a
little, front tilt.
Yeah. One of the other things, the other effects of having the bigger wheels is it's a bit more stable than most of the scooters that we usually ride. And one of the things that tempted me into is like, you can kind of ride along one-handed. And we've got a picture of Richie doing that here. And although I found it, you don't want to really do this for like a long time. I was doing our test route and I did a lap and I'm like, I wonder if I can just do the whole rest of this test ride one-handed. And it was going pretty good until I hit a big pothole. And just full boogie, boom! I'm still like, I still have a scab on my left knee.
Do you still have the scab? I remember when you came back from that in the morning, I was like,
my son Lincoln is coming up to me every day, like, can I see it? Can I see the owie? But just full boogie, like as fast as it would go downhill, I hit a pothole and just boom. And that was the last ride I think I'm ever going to do not wearing full gear. I didn't think I needed it for a 15-mile-an-hour scooter. But
or just keep both hands.
Double fist.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess I could hold on
ESG
both hands.
Yeah. For all you guys out there, make sure you always keep two hands on handlebars. Even Paul, our professional like racer and everything, and pro,
thought I knew what I was doing.
Yeah, even the best of us will take a spill. But to your point, it is quite stable.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got to scratch your nose, you can kind of do that, but like maybe multiple laps, not.
But you know what? That's something about this scooter. I think, what did you say earlier? It's chilling. What did you say, Paul?
Yeah, it's chilling. It's not, chilling, not thrilling.
Yeah,
it's just like
I seen in the comments somebody said that Fiido was a mobbing type of vehicle, and you can really mob around and look like you can just chill on this. And
you guys got some great shots of like what you put your feet up. I think Richie had the handlebars forward, right, like a low rider.
And then the one feature it's got that cruise control button.
Yeah.
And it's like
I love it.
That's Chuck's favorite. I think.
Well, I love it on. I used to say I don't like it, but I've switched my tune for small scooters. Not small, for slow scooters. Anything really under 20 miles an hour, I actually like the cruise control for that. Because it's just like, man, then I can just like hold it on the sides. I don't have to be gripping anything.
However, actually, we have a picture of the button.
Oh yeah, there we go.
And it's got and it lets
afterburners,
and you can tell it has that in or out sort of thing, so you can kind of tell what position it's in.
That's true. So many cruise controls, I don't think it doesn't make any noise though, right? When it does activate.
No.
But for me, it activated so quick. I felt like it activated within 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah, I was counting a little longer than that for me. I was getting like 7 seconds, something like that.
Okay.
But then the other nice thing about that throttle is that it's it's 1/3 of the throttle rotates, and so if you don't feel like using the cruise control, you can just sort of turn it and then grab the whole throttle, and then it stays put where you are. So that's kind of like a cruise control itself.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it. I like that mechanism a lot. The 1/3 for me, the twist is like. I mean, thumb twist, that style of twist, the 1/3 twist is probably the best.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to build quality, what were your overall impressions, Ramir, of just the whole package?
Overall, I thought it was pretty solid. I like the seat. I like the handlebars. The fenders, it's kind of plastic. It's kind of. I think
that was definitely the weak point.
What did Trina call it? I think she called it cheapy a little bit.
Cheapy, I love that in the first
I never heard that word.
Which part was this?
She called it cheapy. She called it that twice actually.
Yeah, she was like, it's kind of cheapy, but but I like it. Everything is solid on it. The pegs. What about you? What do you like about the build quality, Paul?
My favorite thing, the thing that struck me was the aluminum frame. I mean, it's it's got really nice welds, and I had to, I mentioned this in the review, but I had to stick a magnet to it to convince myself that it was this aluminum frame, because that's it used to be a really expensive thing to get it's got all these gussets and really nice welds and things. So That was my favorite. How about you, Chuck? What do you think of the build quality?
I thought it was on par with, the best of the best for me. Of course, the fenders and that darn display, notwithstanding those two things, the display did survive a crash. So like for build quality, I guess it's fine. I guess I just didn't like the style of that. Not that I look at displays ever, but yeah, the fenders were the only thing. But otherwise, brakes, tires, the construction was amazing. The only other thing actually was this. While it's quite useful if you get, it's like kind of good from far, but far from good. It doesn't look to be the most expensive bag of the bags. This is not the Louis Vuitton bag. It's not a Birkin right now. It's not what
the Birkin bag.
It's not any of those things. It looks like it, but it's fine. It works. It hasn't broken on us or anything like that. But other than that, but I think that the foundation of the scooter, I'm very pleasantly surprised with it, and it should for the price. I think that they need to make it this robust.
Yeah. Well, and one of the upscale touches that it has is it's got this little, it's got the little remote, and I don't know if you can see this that well, but it's let's turn it on. And lock it. And we kind of went through this in the review.
In the review, yeah.
All the stuff, but we can get the. I don't know if does it have a panic button?
It does. Well, I can.
No. Can I turn it off now? We're gonna have to listen to the rest of the show. But yeah, so it's got a little remote, and this is the only way to turn it on. And so if you lose this or whatever, then I don't know what you do next. And it's
or it breaks.
Yeah,
you get in an accident while you're doing a range test. It breaks, boom, and then
you're never gonna flies out of your pockets when you crash, like my phone did. My phone was gone. Like I almost left it behind. People were like, "Hey, your phone!" Oh my god! I was so embarrassed. I was trying to collect my things. It was like a yard sale.
We're gonna keep embarrassing.
You know when you crash, like when you go skiing and you like crash and you have a yard sale, like all your stuff is everywhere. It was like that, and I was so embarrassed. I was trying, almost left all my stuff behind. So, but anyway, I did not lose the remote, but that would have been. But I think if I had to pick between a remote or a key, I'd probably go key. I like it. Also, the key. You see a keyhole and lets you know that if you wanted to steal the thing, it's not going to work when you take it away or something. Yeah. But with a remote, it's not as obvious.
I think it's okay for like leaving it somewhere for like a second, but it's not gonna. You could just roll the scooter away.
But it is a nice touch, and it does, like, if you wiggle it, like, I don't know if you bump it right now. I don't know if it's on. Maybe.
Go ahead and lock it.
There we go.
Okay, ready?
Uh-oh. It's supposed to go crazy with the alarm.
Maybe I didn't do it.
It usually does.
There we go. Okay, now try it.
Yeah, it's the most.
There we go.
There we go.
So there it is.
Yeah, and then it does that once, and then if you bump it again within some amount of time, it'll go off, for a longer.
Yeah, so that is a good theft deterrent. So for me, I would take that over a key just because you do have that alarm function.
Yeah, it is an
and
upscale.
I'm gonna lose I guess I'll lose either of those.
Well, there are two of them, so you can lose one and
true.
you still be on the road.
Yeah,
you can still be wrong.
Exactly. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then one thing we should point out is, and I don't know, I feel like this is not true of most scooters. You can't turn it on while it's plugged in. And so a couple times, especially because the cord kind of hides away underneath the seat, you can forget that you've plugged it in, and you go to turn it on, you're like, oh, it's broken or whatever. But
I think it might be a safety feature only because then you can't accidentally hit the trigger.
That's true. Like and it's got the zero start. So
yeah, it does have that zero start, which you can't adjust, right? Because there is no P settings. It's the old Gleon Dolly display. I don't know if you guys know about that Gleon Dolly. Trina knows. She's been riding it. Poor Trina. But that display, you got. Anyway, we talked about the display, but there's no settings. It's you get what you get.
Yeah, it's kind of a black box, which is good or bad. I mean, sometimes you want to just get something and use it, and it's like when I go and order food, I just like give me the carne asada super burrito, and I just want it the way it comes. Show me what you can do, and whereas my and I hope Kwanyi's not watching, but my wife will go and she'll order something and it'll be extra cheese and no cheese and no sour cream and extra this or lots of rice,
and then they're gonna mess it up.
And you're kind of like it's like you're cooking yourself, and here they've cooked it for you, and they kind of presented like we think this is the best way to do it. I kind of like that sometimes.
Yeah, actually, and I don't mind. I mean, if I was to choose, I would go zero start. I would go, but you do have the option for cruise control, but zero start. It doesn't display your speed. So there's no metric imperial, right?
Yeah.
It's just the only thing that's on the display, I think, is just the
battery.
The battery, and you can barely see it in the sun. So it's not.
But it does, they do give you, there's a little bit of a delay there in the throttle, and I feel like that's probably intentional because it's zero start only. The only time that bugged me was I would be like going into a corner, and again, I'm an ex-motorcycle racer, so I probably have different expectations and requirements of a scooter, but I throw it into a corner, and I go to grab some throttle, and I'm sort of anticipating that throttle to hold me up, and you grab the throttle, and you're like kind of losing altitude until the throttle kicks in, and so that delay was really catching me. I was like, come on, go, and it's less than a second. When you're at a stop, it's like 0.4 seconds. I timed it, but when you're going faster, it's like it's winding up and trying to catch up with you, and then it felt more like about a second delay when I grabbed the throttle.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And there was another. So there's one thing that came up, and Richie's got a picture of it. I think I didn't rotate it the right direction, but it'll still look okay. And there was on some of the early ones on actually one that we had, there was one of the spacers was a little bit small. At the front end, and I'm showing a picture of what that looks like. This is what a good one looks like, and the suspension was working, but not quite as well as it could have. And then it's been corrected now because the second unit we got to correct a different issue was came equipped with everything's perfect, and so it's one of those things. Check your forks; if they feel like they're a little snug, you can actually fix it by putting a couple of washers in there and spacing that back out. But if it looks like the one in the picture, you're good to go. And it's probably only like the pre-production, ones anyway. So, yeah. And then, so going back to the nicer touches. The brake levers. So we got the nice remote, and we got the basket and all that stuff, and it's got the rubber covered brake levers. Those are getting more and more common, but I still it just feels like a kind of a special thing. I don't know.
It does.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's like a little extra, small Twix bite size in the bottom of your stocking on Christmas that you thought, you thought it was all gone, and then you'd get your hand all the way down in there, and it's like, oh, I got a little extra little fun thing, right? Yeah.
How was this thing in water? Can you get it wet?
You can actually. It's IP34. And that means that it's somewhat dust resistant and fairly water resistant. You can ride it in the rain and in light rain and in not so deep puddles. And then if you look at it, it kind of makes sense. I mean, everything's kind of, all the electronics and things are kind of up inside of the main tube underneath the seat, and everything's tucked away. It's got the big fenders on it. Chuck rode it home in the rain a couple of times. And,
I took it home when it was raining, specifically because it was scooter I wanted to ride, and because test out the IP rating, and it did just fine. The fenders, even though they're a little whatever, they worked. I got a couple little dots on my back, but that was probably from sprinkles coming down. The scooter protected me fine. I didn't slip.
But I think one thing you noticed though is that it was missing a taillight though.
Oh, that's true. So for safety, and it wasn't that it was missing; it was that it didn't come with it, right? It wasn't. It wasn't. I didn't get a defective one,
right.
But for me, right, I'm riding home in Berkeley at night. Y'all, if you watch, you know that it's so dark here at nighttime, and so I light myself up. And if the scooter can light me up better, the nice thing about this one is that I have my little guy here. You can probably see that.
Blinding Richie right now.
Sorry, Richie. So this actually really easily goes onto the back of the seat with a little clip, and this is like a $20, $15 light that just rechargeable.
Where
water
do you
resistance.
put it at? Because I don't think we had that.
Yeah, so I'll show you real quick. I'll just stand up and do it.
Let's see. Can he do it? Oh, he's going up. It looks like he's going to the back.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we can see it. Oh, okay, and it fits right in there snug.
Yeah, easy. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, cut the light on. No, you're good. Could you go to the full shot of Chuck right fast, Richie? There we go. Now,
right here.
Cut the light. Just cut the light on, Chuck.
Oh, cut the light on.
Yeah, so we can kind of. Oh, okay, that makes sense, especially with the braking power. You would think a tail light would be on there, but I like this.
Keep that on so y'all can. Oh, sometimes this thing goes the other way when
funny.
Never figured
When
it
you
out.
turn it off, it goes opposite.
Or that time I just rotated the thing and it started spinning the other way.
Well, we never figured it out.
We never figured this out.
Yeah, and then in the daytime, if you decided you didn't want that in the back, you can pop it off and just chuck it in the middle. I found myself using that a lot. Like I would want to look at my phone or something. I'd take my gloves off because I always wear gloves, and I would just drop them in that center compartment. The total volume, I measured it. The total volume of the center compartment and the front put together is about a half of a cubic foot, and that compares. And I measured my backpack. because I measure everything. And my backpack is like a typical size backpack is like 0.75 cubic feet. So it actually holds a fair amount.
That's crazy. When I think of 0.5 cubic feet, I'm like, that doesn't sound very big. That's why I asked if the review could go into cubic
when you split it into two pieces, I mean, it becomes a little less useful because if you did have, a half a cubic foot thing, you can't split that into two compartments. So
true, but both of these, you can actually stick stuff out the top.
That's
so
true.
Like Richie's, well, we have the top uses for it, and I'll just spoiler alert. One of them includes a steak, I believe, and that steak is sticking out the top of the Fiido.
Turkey totally little.
I believe, right?
Yeah.
So I think we haven't really got to the usefulness of it because that's kind of later. But like, I know Trina mentioned and Vienna talked about being able to she's wearing sunglasses, this and that. Yeah. It's like having a place for people to store things is such a big deal, actually, when you're actually using it. It's so handy.
And we're running a little long on time. I'm just going to kind of bang through some of these and you guys can jump in.
Okay.
So let's see. The one thing I noticed about it is some of the scooters, you have a hard time getting to the tire valves. And so like it's hard to check your tire pressure. It's hard to put air in the tires. This one, it's bigger wheels. You get a lot of access. I think you're less likely to end up with flat tires because it's just you're going to be having such an easy time checking the tire pressure. It's going to happen. A lot of the time, if you run low tire pressure on a regular scooter, you get what they call a pinch flat where it runs low and then your rim actually cuts the tube and you get a flat tire. So I think we'll be less of those. It does have tube tires. I expect it's more bicycle-like to change the tires if you needed to do it because they're bigger. It's not like a scooter tire where you're just like wrestling, in this wrestling match with this tiny donut on the ground. And so it's probably fairly easy to change a tube out on these. One thing we did notice is there was a little bit of gear noise. For some, that was a minus. For me, I kind of liked it. I got a bicycle to move out of my way without beeping the horn just by making the gear. It was like, and they're kind of like, oh, who's coming? And they got out of my way, and I don't know. I like noise. Especially mechanical noise. Oh, okay. Especially if it's supposed to be making a mechanical noise. If it's doing its thing. And so for me, that was a plus. But it's a matter of taste, I guess. Cable routing was another we're still on build quality. It does have the cables running down through the frame, and we've got a picture of it on the screen there. And it doesn't have a grommet there.
Sorry.
Wow. Sorry.
It doesn't have a grommet there. And in the long term, maybe that could wear on your cables. But I mean, it's the kind of thing you could just wrap tape around the cables and avoid that whole sort of thing. Let's see. We got into weight earlier. We talked about the fact that it's 39.7 pounds beats the spec, which is nice. And let's see. Oh, it's the handlebars fold down, and that's really what makes it so portable. And it makes it so it can fit into a trunk. But the folding mechanism is also adjustable, which I always like because whenever you have something that folds, eventually it's going to loosen up a little bit, and being able to adjust that. You can see my thumb touching the adjuster right there in the picture. That part right there, just turning that would add tension, and it's super solid the way it is. And
Paul, sorry, we have a super chat, so I have to.
What
it's
is
the
that?
rules. It's the rules.
Wait. Let me get the super chat. Wait, what's our sound effect for super chat?
It was, I forgot, was it?
Well, that's for a question.
That's for a question, but Happy Zorro, he donated $15.
Hey, thanks, Happy Zorro.
Enjoying the discussion.
Cool. I'm glad. And by the way, real quick, if you have questions about the Fiido, I forgot to mention, just or about any scooter, hit @Electric Scooter Guide in the live chat, and then it'll pop up for us here a little easier to read. So anyway, just know that. Thank you.
Boom.
And then, I did want to mention the folding mechanism, super solid, really robust, super confidence inspiring. That's one of the things of build quality that we really look at because that is a point of contention on many scooters. Mm-hmm. So anyway.
Yeah, and then we've got we've got a photo of it going into of Richie putting it into the trunk. One of the things I love about this photo, and I clipped this to show it, is that you didn't have to put the kickstand down or fold the kickstand up. It's actually fitting in there just fine with the kickstand extended, and that's one of the things about this scooter on the portability side. Like if you were to take it into a grocery store or something, your grab point is high. And if you pick it up by the frame, you can walk around with it and the kickstand down and just set it back down again when you want to do something else. Whereas on a scooter, if you're picking it up, setting down, you're kind of folding this side stand up and then putting it back down, folding it up, putting it back down. And so it's pretty portable in that way. And I did see somebody with a little electric scooter in a grocery store just actually twice in the last 2 weeks. I've seen people in grocery stores with electric scooters. So, hey, good for you guys. And all right, so let's move on to safety. So we talked about, actually, we've already covered a couple of things about the throttle is super friendly. Chuck mentioning that he would that he'd feel comfortable putting his mom on it. That was actually one of the things in my first look video is that I would totally put see if my mom liked to ride this. This would be the number one. If I was going to have her try an electric vehicle, this would be the first thing I would have her ride.
Super safe, super slow,
and very familiar and very friendly throttle.
Yeah.
And it's got those big brakes. It's got a low center of gravity, and that's one of the things that helps the brakes work. Even though you can't move way backwards when you're getting on the brakes, that low center of gravity just kind of keeps you planted and makes the brakes work really well. We covered the fact that it's got a rear reflector and not a rear light. The other thing I thought was an interesting omission, only because I was kind of comparing it to a bicycle, was that it doesn't have side reflectors. And that's something that you would usually, a bicycle would have, is reflectors on the side. So, I mean, folks who are getting, very safety aware might want to put something on the side because if it's black and it doesn't shine, any light at all sideways. Yeah. And so for visibility wise, I mean, there's a lot of real estate there. You could easily put some reflective stuff there or even add some lights. Yeah.
We should do that. We've seen some pretty cool mods on other Fiidos out there. Yeah. I think last week there was a pretty cool one.
I'm getting the feeling it's one of the more modified scooters out there.
I know. I'm getting excited just talking about it.
And in fact, and Ramir mentioned we've got the 2-motor coming up eventually.
Yeah.
There's a rumor anyway.
Honest opinion, I think this is a great scooter. Actually, it's solid.
I don't know if we're supposed to talk about it.
I don't think we're supposed to. That's fine. Whatever.
I don't know if it's real. I'm just saying that if you watch the video, if you see Ramir Ride Report, and if you went to the if you went to the ESG website and got if it was Big Dog approved or not, I said it was a no. Yeah. Because, the performance, like this thing, everything about this is perfect as far as like the ride is comfortable. But me being a big dog and it's making sounds and it's not going fast, people are going to look at me like, clown car.
No, I get it.
It's a clown on a scooter.
I get it.
We should,
for you, Paul. For you, would you ride this?
I just want a little more power. I mean, I love the brakes. Yeah. It's fun. I would have it. Actually, I would because it's different. But I wouldn't have it as an only scooter. Yeah. I think I would need at least one other
second scooter.
Yeah, like in the rain, I'd ride this, or if I'm going to the store for sure. I mean, that was a thing that I've heard that it is actually really popular. Voro, like people are just grabbing these to go when they're making a run.
I think
lunchtime
cool.
run. Yeah.
I honestly, like, to me, riding with people who don't know about scooters, if you pull up on this, you look pretty cool, pretty dope. You can sit back, you kind of do some tricks, you kind of, have some football in there, just have, pull up, bust out the keg, carry a few beers in there.
Yeah. You get a lot of attention.
It's a cool mob.
Yeah, I definitely noticed you get a lot more attention sitting down for some reason.
It's true. People are always looking at you when you're sitting down. They're like, what is
We have to stop the show again. You need.
Dun, dun, dun.
We have no sound, but we will program a sound next week.
Yeah, we'll do something. We'll do something for that.
The show just get better and better. Keep on keeping on, gentlemen.
I've been kind of cracking up at some of these live. I'm trying not to text. I'm typing in a couple things. Sorry. But I'm also paying attention to the conversation.
Shout out Tyner.
I just want to add, I think that this scooter, if I didn't have any big uphills, like I'd say 4 or 5% grade or less, I don't. For short trips, I like it. For short trips to the grocery store, I like it because it's easy to like take up and down stairs if you have that. And then I think the ride for me is so lazy fun. It's like this lazy fun, sit back. I don't know. It's just there's something about it, especially on a
about chilling,
especially on a warm day.
Chilling.
And that 4% grade too that's kind of a magic number because anything and that's not everybody's familiar with what hill feels like what, but that's like a pretty steep hill.
It's decently.
It's like something you would struggle to pedal up. That's a good way to picture that. And this because
those DoorDash guys do struggle on that hill. I've seen them. I feel so bad.
And because it's got a geared motor, so it's got gears inside the hub, it actually will go pretty much full speed up a 4% grade. So even though it's not the fastest, it's going that top speed most of the time.
Yeah.
And then even on the 10%, the hill climb test we did, it was like the big thing there was like it doesn't give up. It just it doesn't bog down because of the gears. The gears help it not bog down, and it just keeps trucking. So
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. We got some questions too coming in.
Cool.
I think that, yeah, they're not about this scooter, so we're going to keep them to the end. I hope that's okay. Yanni, even water MP4 memes. Water MP4. Cool. Let's keep rolling through this, though.
Yeah, so we're kind of getting to the end of safety.
Okay.
We've got, the foot pegs are, just has to do with the feel of it. The foot pegs are a little bit close. Like you feel like they're a little short, but I think it's for a good reason. If you bank it really hard, it keeps them from hitting the ground. And then the last, and then just sort of summing it all up is like, this is another one where it's like, it's all steering and brakes and not a ton of zoom. And that just, it's a safe combination. It's like,
Yeah, the water resistance. It does. For me, it has everything. It's just it doesn't have the rear powered light. That especially one that gets brighter when you hit the brakes, which most scooters do. This is kind of lacking that. There's really only a few others. Some of the low end Go Tracks just don't have that. But pretty much almost all other electric scooters have it. But it's easy enough to just add your own, and it clips on, and that clip does not fall off. If you want that exact model, it's in our little Amazon store if anybody's interested to pick that up. But overall, good. And it's got the little horn deal on there, right?
It's not that loud, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not that loud, but it has it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a beeper,
it's
not a dinger. It's like but we measured it. Actually, it's about the same as bell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty cool. So are we ready for
we are ready
the 7 uses for Fiido as an SUV? I wish I had a sound effect or an intro or something for this. Maybe I don't know.
I like it.
It's not too bad.
Yeah,
So I get to go first.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we kind of got assigned these at random, but I'm really glad I got commuting because I'm all about commuting. I think that's I think just more and more we're going to see electric vehicles move from the enthusiast market into the mainstream and for commuting. And I think this would be a fantastic commuter. It gets it's good range, it's lightweight. It's small enough you could flop the handlebars down and bring it into your office and nobody's going to look at you funny. And it's got you can carry stuff around, and so you wouldn't even have to bring. I could get my lunch. I could get a small laptop if I was feeling brave in there, and I wouldn't have to bring a backpack. So I think it'd be great for commuting.
And I think that some people, like we all want more speed, more power, but I think there are so many people that are not, speaking here today that are actually don't want more speed and don't want more power and don't want more jerky acceleration.
Especially first thing in the morning. I mean, if I'm drinking my coffee at work, I don't even want to be like on a Manus Pro or something like that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I know.
Well, maybe I do. Maybe it would wake me up. But
I know for Trina and for Vienna, they both, I know for a fact they don't like going faster than what this scooter goes.
Yeah. And then you just get to work earlier. I mean, you got to enjoy the ride.
That's right. Ramir, you're number 6.
Oh, carrying what you usually carry in a backpack. I know Paul just said a few things, but, scooter charger. I think, honestly, when we were doing this, Richie had his camera in there for quite a bit. So, having those packages, it's a good thing. And I know we went to...
Charger's a good one because if you get where you're going and you don't think you're going to need to charge it and then you do.
Just keep one in there.
Yeah.
Just all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe in a waterproof bag just in case, but...
you could actually put your computer bag in there. A small backpack.
Yeah. For sure.
We know what Chuck's going to carry.
Okay.
Pickleballs.
Number 5. Let's do this. Number 5. You can carry your sports gear. So this is I guess we took this last week. So these are all my pickleballs. I didn't even honestly they all fit in there. I could put 4 or 5 different paddles. I could have you could put all kinds of different sports gear, and it's gonna go in there just fine. So you don't have to lug it on your back and this type of thing. So okay, that's number 5.
Right.
Number 4.
All right, shopping for groceries. I love that we've got a photo where, Voro Motors put 105 oranges into one. I love that they took the time to do this and to count them. They must be the cuties,
they must be the
little
cuties,
ones.
Yeah.
But still, 105 of anything is pretty good. But yeah, and we saw Richie's photos from where he brought it into the store, and so and in fact. The folks at Voro, they were saying they do when they make little store runs, they actually take it and
cool.
Bring stuff back.
Awesome. Okay. Number three.
Number three. Making deliveries. Things like TaskRabbit and just whatnot. And I know you guys just seen a meat thing in there. You can make deliveries on this simple. It's not like a bike. You don't have to sweat. You can sit down and go faster. So I think this would be a good utility vehicle for someone who was a delivery person.
Cool. Okay. Number two, transporting small pets. So I think we have an image of a
ferocious dog.
Yeah, a ferocious dog. Whose dog is that, by the way?
That's not mine. Trina must have brought that in.
Trina's dog.
It's Trina's dog.
Anyway, you could put the little Chihuahua in that front bag, and I could totally see the dog just cruising in there. It'd be the cutest thing ever.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's number two.
I'm kind of
hard pass for Raymir for the big dogs. All right, and the number one use of the Fiido is
a subject near and dear to my heart is moving kids around, and so we could put we got the safety. We got the kids seat, and it's designed. This is a factory part, and Voro actually sells a version of this. I think they sell the flat one. I think. And I was really tempted. I didn't have a chance yet to try to get my kids on it, but I think it would be pretty fun, especially the throttle. Now, then the throttle completely makes sense because you just want it smooth. Yeah. And I think with two people, the suspension would work really well. It's actually the only vehicle we've ever tested that was actually designed to carry two people, or that's part of the design anyway. And so that's kind of an exciting one, especially because we've got when school, if it ever starts again, we're going to start moving kids around again. Right now, we got to. Keep it at home all the time.
Nice.
Yeah, kids are at home.
All right. We have a few questions that came in from our viewers here in live chat. So why don't we go answer these questions, and then we'll move on to the news section, okay? Or is there any other things about the Fiido that we didn't cover?
I think we covered it.
Yeah, we covered a lot. All right.
Wrong button.
Wrong button. Okay, first question comes.
We just did that thing we said we were going to do.
First question comes from Yaniv. I think he's referring to something earlier on. It says
group ride in community content in the Philippines. They were
doing the group ride. Oh, so he mentioned this about the group ride. That's what we need to do: organize a group trip with rides, like a ride the coast trip. People can plan a trip and organize rides. That's cool. I mean, we did a road trip last year. It was pretty crazy. It was 10 days. It launched a lot of our social media. It's actually Voro Motors is one of the first, and Rev Rides. Both of them are in the live chat right now. They gave me scooters when we were just starting to basically just go ride. Go ride around the West Coast. We took 6 scooters in a U-Haul trailer on my 4Runner. And it was a crazy trip. Anyway, we did a poor job of getting social media done. I got a concussion 2 days before we left. I also drove the whole way and didn't sleep the whole time, and it was the worst ever. But I would totally do it again because why not? So anyway, I think it'd be really fun to organize some kind of a road trip. Maybe come spring or something in California, or I don't know. I mean, we could talk about it. We'll talk about it, off air. Next question. Comes from water.mp3 memes. I was debating on whether to get the EMOVE Cruiser or save money on a Cabo Mantis. Is it really worth getting a 33 mile per hour scooter in an urban city like Chicago? Now, real quick, I want to say that save money. So I'm guessing that Water is referring to the Mantis 10, like the original full size ones. Right, because there is the Cabo Mantis 8, which would be slightly less expensive, I think, than the Cruiser. So let's just assume that this is the Mantis, right? Base model is around $1,500-$1,600. The EMOVE Cruiser being $1,399. Of course, we have our 7% discount with Electric Scooter Guide discount to get that down a little bit. So it is a few $100s more expensive to get that Cabo Mantis dual motor super fast scooter. And 33 miles per hour.
No, they meant Cabo Skywalker.
He said Cabo Mantis.
Yeah, but he just updated.
He's saying it's Cabo Skywalker?
I mean Cabo Skywalker.
I'd get the Cruiser. Okay, well, I'm just going to quickly say that I would say the Cruiser is hands down a better scooter than the Skywalker series. I don't know if you remember, we did a review on the 10S a while back, and while it's a good value for the money, the Skywalker series, they're really, really good values. The quality level when you go from Skywalker to Mantis is a huge thing. And I think the biggest thing for me was actually the deck size. The deck size on the Skywalkers, they have the folding mechanism digging into the front. You can't put your foot on it, and if you tried, it might, whatever. And so it's just, for me, I had to put my feet so close together. And if you're going 30 miles an hour, and those brakes were some of the fastest brakes we had ever tested, I remember. This is when you first started, I think, Ramir. Long time ago. Scooter days. So I would say, if you're wondering about the Cruiser versus the versus any of the Skywalker series, as far as I know, and I've only tested one of the Skywalkers, but there's so many reasons why I would go for the Cruiser. Now, when you're looking at 26 versus 33 miles per hour in a city, that's a personal choice. For me, I would say 26 is nice because I'm over going 40. I've been doing it for a couple years. I'm getting older. I'm not like into racing that much. I'm not. I'm just boring like that. But what do you guys think?
And that's kind of anything above 22, and especially you get up in the 25 range, all of a sudden you can merge with traffic. And that's a big one for me. If I want to make a left-hand turn, I don't want to be like, I'm holding up everybody as I'm crossing traffic. You don't want to have to turn into a pedestrian and cross on foot. And so if you get into that range of 25, I feel like it blend pretty well.
What do you say? Skywalker versus Mantis and the speed. Any thoughts there?
I say, Skywalker versus the Cruiser, right?
Sorry, Skywalker versus the Cruiser.
Yeah, Skywalker. I'll take the Cruiser for sure. The range is there. I want to go fast. You know me. If you're not first, you're last. So I'm going for speed, shake and bake. So I'm always for speed. But Cruiser, and his against the Skywalker, you can't even put your feet on there if you got big feet.
The Cruiser also has just so many more features, like the IP rating, the semi-hydraulic brakes, the turn signals, the range is cool. The super long deck.
The suspension is pretty solid.
The suspension is solid. I mean, the Skywalker that we tested had solid suspension as well.
Go watch my Big Dog video.
Yeah.
I had those both on there.
Okay, next question. Comes from Yaniv. Thank you, Yaniv, for your support. Would you guys recommend a Fiido over a full-size electric bike? So I'll take that real quick. So size for me is about how far you're going. And so if your roads are good, you can go decently far on this scooter. Now, right, the total range is 20 miles, and the tires are not bike tires, right? So while, the ride is good for a scooter, it's not good for a nice electric bike, full size. So if you have long distances to go, or you have worse terrain, like real crappy terrain, then I would say go for the bike. If you're looking at, I don't know, even 6-7 miles on this, I would have no problem riding the 6-7 miles. It's just, if the speed is okay for you. That's the question.
Yeah, I think if the speed is okay, I'll go. You can chill on the Fiido. How it sits down, the chilling is
it is chilling. It is chilling.
For me, one of the big differences is portability. Is like if it's at some point you're going to need to put it in the trunk. I mean, just to bring it home, you're going to need to put it in a trunk, and this goes into a trunk pretty easily. Where there are not a lot of electric bicycles that fit into a trunk.
That's absolutely true. Those are heavy. Yeah, they're all real heavy.
And then same thing at the office. If you're riding it to work, and which will be one of my top use cases, I want to be able to flop the handlebars down and just cruise in. It feels like you're holding a briefcase. Whereas with a bicycle, I can just hear the handlebars banging on a door.
Oh, I know. We already got an email from the landlord saying, watch the door or something. And I was like,
wait, what?
That's why I emailed another thing back about.
They knew we were all about scooters when we moved in.
No, we're careful. Anyway, I took care of him. I took care. Yeah, hopefully they're not watching.
They're not watching.
But you make a good point for portability. If you need any portability, then you're not going to get that with a regular bike, let alone an electric bike. It's so if you bring it upstairs or things like that, and then it's pretty easy decision. Okay, next question. Yanida also asked, are you going to throw down between the Fiido and the Orca? So we don't have the Orca, so we can't do that one. If I know Voro does or used to sell the Orca.
I think they used to. I think that one. Yeah.
Maybe that went away. Although I feel like I've seen an ad for it on Facebook. But anyway, if this is an interesting topic, we might do more seated scooters. So that's something. Okay, so that is the end of the Q&A for now. If you do have more questions, then just hit @ electric scooter guide, and we need to get on with the news. First of all, I want to just have a quick commercial break, sponsored by us here at ESG. The new and improved Electric Scooter Guide website now includes an updated database which adds water resistance ratings and scooter dimensions, all sortable and filterable, and available in metric and imperial. Updated performance data of over 40 top electric scooters, including range and acceleration. The results of the world's largest electric scooter survey, showing you the top 13 electric scooters as voted by actual riders. Extensive reviews of over 43 electric scooters. The world's largest collection of updated and exclusive coupon codes to save you some cash. A new group ride finder local to your area. Check it out at electric-scooter.guide.
Okay, that's my favorite bumper. I'm Ray Mayer, and here's the Micromobility news. First up, low traffic neighborhoods divide communities. Yes, that is the first one. So, in areas surrounding London, they'll be trialing low traffic neighborhoods (LTN) schemes to encourage personal transportation by bicycles, scooters, and etc. It helps avoid overcrowding in public during the COVID-19. But with this, a lot of people have to detour and go other ways while driving. So a 5-minute drive can turn up being a 20-minute drive because of the detours. In the community, they're going back and forth with this, Chuck.
Sorry about that. It was a bio break. But anyway.
But have you know about the story?
Yeah, no, I read this whole thing. That was basically what I spent my entire morning doing. This article's so long. It's probably like, they say like a 3-minute read. This thing must have been 25 minutes. I thought it was actually I didn't hear what you said, but I thought it was really interesting, the points that they were making about why neighbors didn't like it, especially and tell me if you already covered this, but when you do have these LTN schemes inside of neighborhoods, it's the surrounding neighborhoods that have to pick up the slack.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was new. That I hadn't really thought of that, because I'm all for making things more bike friendly and all that kind of stuff. But if you're doing it at the cost, just like Solano Avenue, right? Cars won't typically go on that road so much because it's just so many crosswalks and people, right? But then they all go to Marin, which is the other street, right? And then that gets all backed up, and I get it, and that is probably a pain in the butt. But I also think that any change people are gonna, resist. It's the NIMBY, right? It's like, not in my backyard. They're all for it until it comes to them, and then they're like, well, now I can't drive as fast as I could before.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of detours.
Yeah.
Anything that adds more time to your travel, I will get irritated. So I understand why the drivers, the car drivers, don't like it as much.
One of the things when I was reading the article that I thought of for one of the show idea was to have two opposing viewpoints kind of battle this out, a debate on the live show, because I was thinking, well, what is the solution for that problem? Because really all the problems stem from people that are using cars are not able to get where they're going. So if they got to go to the hospital, the taxi can't arrive to the old lady's house, and then she missed her doctor's appointment. They use all these examples in that article. And I think the only thing I can think of that needs to be done, if they're going to do LTN, they can't, it's like things need to stay in balance. So if you're going to raise up the amount of foot and bike traffic, you're obviously going to lower the amount of car. And so what they need to do is they need to go over here and say, okay, well, if the car amount of ability for cars to travel is being worsened, right? They need to figure out a way to like maybe add a lane somewhere else, right? So that thoroughfare becomes like a little better for cars. So but that takes money. Yeah, that's a bummer. Or they just need to start making those little 3-wheeled things that we had on the show the other day. Remember those little tiny cars, the little pod cars. Man, I'm ready for that. I think the world needs that. I think that is the thing that's going to get all the people that are holdouts, because not everybody's going to ride scooters, right? Yeah. But we know that the 4,000-pound steel box with a armrest next to you the size of a person and a couch behind you, right? It doesn't make sense anymore. That does not make sense for cities. So anyway, maybe there's the interim, the middle road, which is this 3. I would love to see someone make that and make that affordable in cities. Anyway, should we move on to next story?
Next one.
Okay, next story. Metropolitan Police issue an open letter to e-scooter retailers in London. So the police are basically trying to remind the retailers in London, shout out to Pure Scooters, they're the biggest, I think, that they're still illegal on roads and in public places in the UK. For some reason, I thought we got news that changed, but maybe it hasn't changed yet or something. Anyway, they're strongly urging retailers to make buyers aware of the laws. So, if you're in the UK, just be careful. Because, watch out. Okay.
It's always something. Last story. Spin funds Micromobility research. Spin, owned by Ford, launches a £100,000 fund in the UK to bring together experts from universities in the UK and the US to study scooter safety. We'll look at rider behavior, integration into road systems, and assessing existing transportation networks.
There you go. So, hey, they're putting some money behind it. That's cool.
That's the news.
That's good.
Now
That's
the part
good.
you guys are waiting.
All right, so next up, we are going to have the giveaway. This is that we're getting close to the end of the show here. So the last thing we've got is the giveaway. So we should be. Let me turn down the computer volume while we get Melvin on the line. But so this is the Instagram giveaway. We've been doing it for about a month or so now. It's on the Instagram. It's been going from 11/11 through 11/29. It's for a white EMOVE cruiser. The MSRP is $13.99, 26 miles per hour top speed, 50.3 miles of tested range by us. That was the longest range test I have ever done. That's when I was still range testing every single scooter. I did that in a day. I took a break. I remember I had a coffee that day, and I was like, I can't believe this thing is still going. Most of the time when they say, because they advertise 60 or whatever miles, and you're going to get like 25, 30. Yeah. And that dang thing just kept going and going and going and going. We've never even, most scooters don't even get half that. Few scooters have even passed 30, to be honest, right? Second most range is a Wolf Warrior at 42. And this is, anyway. So very cool scooter, one of the best, one of the most popular. 390 people entered this contest. So that's awesome. And so anyway, thank you so much to Voro Motors for partnering with us on this exciting giveaway. And I want to bring in Melvin, who is the head of operations at Voro Motors, to join us for this final drawing to get a winner. So, hey, Melvin, how are you doing?
Good.
All right, good to see you. Where are you, and how are you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I can definitely. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, but I can't see you.
Oh, you can't see me? We'll work on that. Just know that I'm here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So where are you guys in Chicago, LA? Where are you at now?
We are still in LA.
Okay, in LA. That's right. Cool.
Yep.
So yeah, appreciate you guys doing this giveaway. That's awesome. So let me see. I don't think there was any big questions if anybody, while we're doing this, has any questions for Voro Motors, Melvin is here with us now. So throw your questions into the live chat, hit at Electric Scooter Guide. And one question actually that came up earlier was the Fiido and the Orca, a throwdown between the Fiido and the Orca. Are you guys selling the Orca still?
We are going to discontinue the Orca.
Okay. So no showdown. No. You must like the Fiido better, I'm assuming, than the Orca.
Yeah, I use it every day.
You use the Fiido every day? Is that your
every day.
So I've never asked you, but what is your favorite? You guys have the touring, the cruiser. I know you're selling the Mantis now, right? And the Wolf Warrior, is that right? A special edition Mantis.
Yep. My
What
favorite is the Fiido.
So of all these scooters, even ones that go 50 miles an hour, your favorite scooter is the 16. Is it it's the single mode? It's the same one that we have. Is that the one that you're riding?
Yeah, that's my main personal transport.
What is it about this seated scooter that you like?
Okay, so it's very reliable. It never break down on me. I feel very safe riding it on a daily basis. I don't have to fix anything. There's a lot of storage. I can put a bunch of my wallet, my phone, my files, everything I can put it in.
Nice. How far is your commute? Is it like a mile, 2 miles, more?
My daily commute is about 4 miles. Round
trip or each way?
Each way.
Oh wow. Okay, so you're really putting the thing through its paces.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's so interesting. I mean, you guys have some of the most popular scooters in the world right now, and your favorite is the Fiido.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I think Fiido will be popular.
Yeah, interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing. We're right here on the street, and right to my right, we can kind of see people going down a busy street, and yeah, I mean, we always yell at people if they're riding any kind of electric vehicle, and I hope we'll see more people riding those. So let's see. Actually, yeah, I did get a couple questions in. Let's see. So next question is coming from Walter Bell. He's saying, ask him for more info on the EMOVE Roadster, please.
Okay, I'm ready for all questions.
Except that one? Or are you going?
I need specific questions about the Roadster.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I can help with that. And if anybody has questions on the Roadster, then just throw them into the into the live chat. But so dual motor, what's the nominal and peak wattage of the motors, or can you disclose that?
For the
Roadster.
Yep. Front is 2,000 watt. Back is 2,000 watt.
2,000 watt peak.
Nominal.
So you're saying it's a 4,000 nominal watt scooter?
That's what we are using right now.
That's huge. I mean, that's huge. I don't know. I'm trying to think of any other scooters that have. Is it a motor that any other scooters are using, or is this a motor from a new supplier?
Not that I know of, but this is a new supplier we are working with, and it's tubeless. So
okay,
I'm not sure whether any other scooters are using it.
Okay, wow. I mean, that's crazy. Can you give me any information on the amps, the battery size, the volts? Do you have those specs?
Okay, for the voltage, it's 60 volts.
Okay.
And the battery size is not 100% confirmed yet.
Over 1,000 watt hours?
Yeah, for sure.
Need to be, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the weight?
The weight.
I know you don't have battery size, so
battery. Yeah, after we finalize the battery size, we will have the exact weight.
Say one more time.
So we have not finalized the battery size.
Okay.
So we do not have the weight.
Got it. Okay. And then tire size is 10 inches, I'm guessing?
11 inch.
11. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the price point on this? This is going to be 3,000, 3,500. What are you guys going for?
We are trying to make it as affordable as possible.
Yeah.
But sense. We cannot confirm the price because we have tariffs and all the other hurdles that we have to go through.
Can you give me a range?
We are targeting between 3,000 to 3,500.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Next question, Walter Bell is asking, do we have an estimated launch date?
Okay, so we have the wait list. So all of our customers that owns the cruiser, the touring, if you bought any scooters from us, you will get a priority. You'll get the scooter ahead compared to everybody else.
Do you have a date? Do you know when you'll get the first? Obviously it's not. You don't have the battery set yet. But So I'm assuming there's no launch date yet, but are you targeting a certain month? Let's just say that, a certain month.
There's no launch for mass market at this point. So
Okay.
it's very private group of people that will get their hands on the Roadster.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. If anybody else has questions, hit those up. Let's see. Captain One Eye Willie is asking, will the Fiido eventually come with a dual motor option?
Yes,
Yes.
it's already done.
It's already done. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking forward, and I know Ramir is looking much more forward than me, and I'm looking forward to, of course, we're all looking forward for the dual motor option on that for sure. Okay. Okay, great. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's any other questions. If there are more questions, we'll just pop them in that doc. Let's see here. So we got, okay, I think we're ready to do this. I appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you, basically giving away the cruiser. It's a very nice thing to do. So the process here that we're going to do is we have all the names, as we usually do, all the names of the people that entered. We're going to throw them into the randomizer. David Vosk. This guy. Vosk. Okay, enough. Okay. So David Voss made a poll on Facebook, asked how many times we should roll the dice. The people said it's 6. So that's how many times we're going to hit the randomizer. We have it on the screen now. I think, Melvin, you won't be able to see this in real time. But anyway, you'll hear it. And then, so we're going to hit it 6 times, and then we'll send you the name, and then that way you can announce the winner, because it's totally your contest. You should be taking all the credit and everything. So let's do it. Are we ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Here we go. So, Richie, are you ready? Okay. Ramir, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. We're all ready. Okay. So let's do it. Number 1. Okay. Number 2. Okay. Number 3. And this number 4. Number 5. And number 6. All right. We're going to get that. You can see it on the screen. Oh, no, you can't. You can't see it. No. We're making this really, I wish I had like some drum rolls. Here, I can do a drum roll.
Okay, should I announce the winner now?
Okay, and the announcer, who's the winner?
Okay, so the winner of this contest is Edward.
Ann Wood?
Edward.
Edward.
Yeah.
Edward, what's the last name?
That's the one.
What?
EDDDWORDD.
What is it? Oh, it's an Instagram handle, Edward.
What is it, Richie?
_E. Can you maybe just put it into the put it into the show somehow?
Somehow.
I don't know if you can get the ticker bar.
It's his Instagram handle.
It's an Instagram handle.
At Edward EW. Richie will get it up.
Oh, you got it?
Nah, he was just saying.
Oh, okay.
I was just looking on my computer.
I think we're putting it into the ticker bar, Melvin, at the bottom. Anyway, it's coming up here in a second. You'll see your name displayed in the bright blue and white lights of the ticker bar. You got it? There we go. Okay, cool. And can you say it one more time, Richie? Just say it out.
Oh, Edward. Yeah, EDDWORD.
Edward. Congratulations, Edward.
You did it.
You did it. All right, you win an EMOVE. That's a big prize. That's a huge prize. I hope we can get some photos of him or her, whoever it is, getting that scooter. Melvin, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for doing this giveaway. I know our community loves it. So I appreciate you being on here. Any last words, Melvin?
Thanks for having me. I love this community.
All right, absolutely. All right, you got it. Okay, we'll talk soon, and I'm looking forward to the all the scooters that you guys have coming out. Please send anything our way.
That dual motor Fiido.
Yeah, Ramir wants that dual motor Fiido. So, okay. Good night, Melvin.
Okay, good night.
Okay. So
that was pretty cool.
Lucky
it was. Winner. EMOVE Cruiser. Hit the music. Chuck.
All right. So guys, thank you so much. We got the winner here. Stay tuned next week. Next week's show, it's gonna be on Tuesday. We got a Turbo Ant coming out Friday. So stay tuned. Thanks to I know this is a long show, but thanks to Paul and Richie and Ramir and Trina for setting up the everything, all the notes and everything. So we're out. You guys ride safe. Don't forget to wear your helmet.
Good job. Add word. Add word.
All right.
Chuck, it was a good one.
It was.
Shout out to Paul.
All right. Good night, everybody. Stay safe. Bye-bye.